What if I told you that World War III may not start with a missile, but with preparations? While most people scroll through social media, while governments speak in calm, diplomatic language, something far more serious is happening behind closed doors. The United Kingdom is quietly preparing for a major war. Russia is escalating its military posture, and Donald Trump, never subtle, never careful, has issued a chilling warning. We are closer to World War III than anyone realizes. Is this just political drama, or are we standing at the edge of a global conflict that could reshape the world forever? Tonight, we break it down, calmly, clearly, and honestly. For decades, the idea of a direct war between nuclear powers was unthinkable. The Cold War ended, the Berlin Wall fell, and the world believed the worst was behind us. But history doesn't move in straight lines. In recent months, tensions between Russia and the West, especially the United Kingdom, have reached levels not seen since the 1980s. Military budgets are rising. Troops are repositioning, civil defense plans are quietly returning, and once again the word war is no longer unthinkable. The United Kingdom is not a loud country when it prepares for conflict. Unlike the US, Britain rarely makes dramatic announcements. Instead, it prepares silently. In recent months, the UK has increased defense spending, accelerated weapons production, strengthened NATO coordination, conducted large-scale military exercises, reviewed civil defense and emergency response plans. These are not symbolic gestures. These are wartime behaviors. British military officials have openly stated that the country must be ready for a high-intensity conflict, language normally reserved for state-on-state war. And when military planners say that, they mean Russia. Russia today is not the Russia of the 1990s. It is a nation that has the world's largest nuclear arsenal, has shifted its economy toward long-term war readiness, views NATO expansion as an existential threat. From Moscow's perspective, Britain is not just a European country, it is a key military brain of NATO. British intelligence operations, weapons support, and strategic planning play a central role in opposing Russian influence. To Russia, Britain is not neutral, it is active. And in global power politics, perception is everything. Donald Trump's words often divide opinion. Some dismiss him as alarmist. Others believe he says what others won't. When Trump warns of World War III, it's easy to roll your eyes. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Many defense analysts quietly agree with him. Trump has repeatedly said NATO expansion risks global war. Ukraine could become a trigger point. Nuclear escalation is no longer unthinkable. And historically, Trump has been obsessed with avoiding nuclear conflict, even when his language sounded aggressive. So when he warns that we're closer to World War III than people realize, it deserves attention, not panic, but analysis. World wars do not begin with announcements. They begin with alliances tightening, military drills becoming routine, arms shipments increasing, language hardening, small conflicts becoming symbolic. World War I began with a single assassination. World War II began with territorial disputes. World War III, if it happens, will likely begin with a misunderstanding, a miscalculation, or a moment where no one backs down. And today, the margin for error is terrifyingly small. Unlike previous wars, this one has a shadow that never disappears: nuclear weapons. The UK, Russia, and the United States all possess weapons capable of ending civilization in hours. That's why no one wants war. But paradoxically, that's also why preparation continues, because leaders fear being unprepared even more than they fear conflict. The danger isn't intention, the danger is escalation. One of the most disturbing aspects of this moment is how quiet it feels. There are no air raid sirens, no emergency broadcasts. Yet behind the scenes, governments are planning, militaries are training, industries are retooling, the public remains distracted by culture wars, celebrity drama, and endless online noise. History shows us something uncomfortable. The most dangerous moments often feel normal until suddenly they aren't. No, let's be clear. Preparation does not mean inevitability. In fact, preparation is often meant to prevent war. Strength can deter aggression, readiness can stabilize situations, but pretending nothing is happening is far more dangerous than acknowledging reality. This moment is not about fear, it's about awareness. We are living in a moment where history could go in two directions. One path leads to diplomacy, containment, a new balance of power. The other leads to escalation, miscalculation, a war no one can truly win. The United Kingdom preparing for conflict, Russia hardening its posture, Trump warning of World War III. These are not isolated events, they are pieces of a larger puzzle. The question is not, will war happen tomorrow? The real question is, will the world act wisely enough to ensure it never does? Stay informed, question narratives, and remember, history is shaped not just by leaders, but by awareness. If you found this analysis valuable, like the video, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Because understanding the world is the first step towards protecting it.